Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sunday Showdown. We're back with Rafferty Compton, full government name. Say hello.
Government name. Hello.
Yep. Back for episode 2. Now, after game week 1, quite an interesting first game week, I reckon.
It was alright.
To start off, we'll run through the transfers that have happened and that I missed from last week. So we've got Ben Doak to Bournemouth, Dango Ouattara to Brentford, Calvert-Lewin and Noah Okafor to Leeds, Malik Thau, how are we saying that?
It's spelled Thaiw.
Yeah,
Where's he come from?
I don't know. Let's go Malik, that guy to Newcastle, Amari
Oh, the centre back.
Hutchinson. Huh?
The centre back.
Yeah. Do we have?
Let me get it up.
Alright, I'll carry on. Amari Hutchinson, James McAtee, and Arnaud Kalimwendo to Forest, Nordi Mukiele to Sunderland, Mads Hermansen to West Ham, and Jackson Chachao to Wolves. Some pretty good
Ooh.
signings in there all around, I reckon.
Up the Wolves.
Up the Wolves.
Malik Chow.
Chow, okay. Malik
What he
Chow.
said. Unless it's like Chow. Like T Chow.
Chow. Okay, we'll go with Malik. Malik Chow. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, so to start with, we've got the VAR controversy from game week 1 already. We'll start with the Eze free kick.
Well, I mean, you can't really say it's bollocks because it's a rule.
Yeah.
Like, it's really unfortunate. It's just a rule. Like they were looking at it as if it was a foul.
Law's there. So.
It wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul, but they didn't say it was a foul. They said it's not a foul. They just said he got too close to the wall, which makes an indirect free kick. It's just unfortunate. I wouldn't really say it's controversial because it's just a rule.
But where was this rule? Like, the rule's been in. I'll let it look. So it got introduced in the 1920 season. Where has this rule been for the last 5 years?
Well, I mean, nobody's really been doing that. People kind of just leave the wall alone.
But no, but people will extend the wall. They'll make a second wall, all within range of
it. The idea is, I think, that the wall is supposed to be 5 people or something, and then if
it's 3 or more for the law.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. But like, if you've got like an 8-person wall, like there's the second. What they were doing is they had it like it's what we did against Real Madrid, and they had like 4 people, and then they had a gap, which means that that's where the wall ends.
Yeah.
And then they had 2 people, so you're allowed to be near those 2 people, which is what Mark Grahey was doing. And then he pushed, obviously, into the wall. It was unfortunate. Like he didn't mean to do it. But it's just.
Do we think we're going to see that law come back into action at some point? Roll some more goals out this season? I reckon probably.
I don't think so. It's been a thing since 1920.
Yeah, but this specific variation of Law 13.
Law 13.
Of Law 13 has been in play since 2019-2020 season. It's the first.
Oh, since 2019. I thought you said 1919.
No, 2019.
Oh, I was
that's, that's when this variation of the law
that makes more
came
sense.
into play.
I thought you said 1919. That makes more sense then.
Yeah,
maybe I think as free kicks and set pieces are evolving, and like we've never really seen stuff like that before. I think it could be, but I don't think it's going to be a big thing. And I think it only really counts if they shoot and score. Like, I don't know, a lot of times when people shoot and score, there's not stuff like that going on. But it also doesn't mean it's a false free kick. It just means it has to be an indirect free kick.
Yeah.
So you can, if you pass it, it doesn't really matter. They can be anywhere and as near as the wall as they want.
Yeah, because it's just when the ball is first in play.
So it doesn't matter.
I think it's unlucky still, but it's the law is crept up. But
Yeah.
it's one of
But
them.
it's a rule. It's a rule. You can't really say it's you can't really judge it.
Yeah.
It's a rule. Follow the rules.
And now this one, we've literally just looked at it again before we started recording. The Tarkowski handball versus Leeds.
I didn't see that until a couple of minutes. It's such bollocks. He literally makes an effort to move his arm out the way. It hits his. It's just below his shoulder. His arm is behind his body. He's falling. He's doing everything he can.
He's
It's
actively
not like
trying to move his arm out the way. He's trying to lean into it to get his chest on it, and it catches his arm probably like around there-ish.
It's here. It's
it's like sort of shirt line, and it's
the way I can see they judge it as a handball. Did it go to VAR?
It went to VAR.
The reason I can see it being judged as a handball is because it kind of looks like he freezes for a little bit while he's dragging his arm back, and it looks like. But I don't know. It's a tough call. I wouldn't call that from where it hits on his arm, where you can see he's got his arm behind his back. What do you want him to do? Like, break his arm?
He's trying to move his arm. Whether or not he stops to leave himself a bit wider, then, but he's trying to get it out of the way. It's very unlucky again.
It's another one of those. It's unfortunate. I can see why they would do it, but personally, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like I think it's bollocks.
And that gave Leeds the win. That cost you a $5.
Yeah, fucking Leeds. No, to be fair, because Everton didn't score anyway, so I would have lost because I didn't do it on the draw.
You got Everton to win.
They had 3-1 odds to win. I thought that was easy money. Then they play like ass.
And then the last one, which isn't really, it's not really VAR. It's not really much of a refereeing decision. The only thing I've seen is someone saying it wouldn't have got overturned by VAR. It would have have to been a ref on field decision.
Yeah.
Binder versus Saliba, when the goal is scored in the Arsenal match. I mean,
there was they showed a clip of someone on the Man United side doing the exact same thing to Raya.
Yeah.
It's like he's got his arm up. I thought we were going to talk about the Saliba tackle in the penalty box.
That one, yeah, that one, I know what you're on about, and that one's also sort of on the line. But it's like Cunha's already fallen when that happens.
But I don't know how to say, isn't it? He's got his arm up anyway. Saliba having his hand there doesn't change much. But also, Man United players did the same thing to Raya, and there's no complaint. I don't think. I mean, I'd complain if it happened to me, but realistically,
I'm got to be stronger.
We'll keep it. Yeah, it's not like he's pulling him down. He's pulling his shirt. He's just creating space. He's being. Yeah, it's not like he's holding his arm up. He's just got his own arm up, and I think he's not touched the ball. He's not handed the ball. Keeper's got to be stronger. He's got to impose his area. It's nothing illegal. He's just using his physicality. He's not holding him down. He's not pushing him. He's not doing any of this. He's just using his own body.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's one of them. Everyone's going to complain if it's against them, but
it's.
So now, very swiftly moving on to the 5 games that I've focused on, highlighted, whatever. First game, Liverpool v Bournemouth, the first game kicking up the Premier League season. Liverpool 4, Bournemouth 2. I mean, Liverpool looked good.
I don't know.
Bournemouth could have came back to it. Came back in.
I have things to say about Liverpool's defense.
Oh, not again.
And I have things to say about Bournemouth's defense.
Yeah. Go on then.
I thought you were going to run through the games. And
no, we'll just do it game by game.
Oh, okay. I think I've said this. I don't think Liverpool's defense is good enough. That's why they're looking to sign Mark Guehi. I think that was showed in this game. They won the game in the last 5 minutes.
8 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
They conceded 2 goals to Bournemouth, which is not like a mean feat. Bournemouth have a decent attack, but last year, not even last year, it's conceding. Yeah, again, conceding 2 goals to Bournemouth is not but there are teams with better attacks than Bournemouth. Bournemouth have lost quite a few players,
Mm.
and it, it's just I think there was the same thing against Palace. Later in games, they're going to keep slipping up. The same thing happened in the Community Shield where they let Sarr get a goal and then lost the game. Like their aim is just all out attack, and I mean 4 goals is good. 4 goals is great, but the fact that you had to score 2 of those in extra time against a team that has literally just lost all of its defensive identity, 3 of their back 4 gone, and
Well,
that
4 of
was
the
one
back
of the
5 if you want to include the keeper as well.
yeah. That's pretty much your whole defensive identity gone, and that was one of the best defenses in the Premier League. And you've scored 4, but you had to score 2 of them in extra time at 2-2, which is, I mean, scoring 4 is no mean feat. Like
Yeah.
that's amazing. But and they looked solid. They looked like a good team. It's just when they come up against teams like, even though they lost, I was saying this earlier, when they come up against a team like Everton, who hopefully when Branthwaite comes back, they'll have a better defensive structure, and then they'll be able to sort out that attack with Grealish being able to start, Calvert-Lewin being able. No, Calvert-Lewin's gone. He went to Leeds.
Calvert-Lewin.
I meant
Better.
they signed a few attacking players,
Mm.
and I just think, but then I don't know how they're going to fare against the good teams. Arsenal, we look like trash this week.
Man United look good.
Yeah, I
we'll
mean
talk about that later on.
Yeah, but when, like, say if I think we need a couple of weeks, we'll sort out some things when our defense is back to how it is. I mean, we started a weird defense. I think they'll score goals, but they'll score. It's the idea that they'll let so many through.
Yeah.
I think they're going to end up in a really odd space, and I think especially later in the season, rather than just later in games when everybody's gassing out, I think their defense is going to be liable. Like, they'll probably have to strengthen in the winter if they don't get anything here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what
but
I
it's
said
not-
last week. Is Liverpool will concede this many, will score one more
Yeah.
than you.
Yeah, I mean, again, 4-2 is a great result, and it shows great things for what's going to come in the season. I just don't know. I think I'm skeptical, but of course, I'm not going to back it. 4-2 is an amazing result, and they look solid, and I think they're still going to contend for the Premier League. I'm just like, I'm not saying this as if they're going to drop points to everyone. I'm just saying there might be a couple games where they slip up, and then I think that could affect the race, like Arsenal have every year for the last 3 years.
Yeah. So, second game. What a result for Sunderland, 3-0 versus West Ham.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get to watch the game or anything, but they looked pretty on fire.
I also think West Ham looked trash.
West Ham did look very poor, but they've lost. They've lost a couple players, but
Yeah,
it's
and they're
not
going to
really an
lose more.
excuse.
Paqueta wants to leave. Edison Alvarez is going out on loan. I think I've said this. I think Sunderland, if there is a team to survive, I think Sunderland will be that team to survive. I think Sunderland might even do better than that. They might come like 15th to 12th. I think that's a solid chance. They looked really good against West Ham, and of course Leeds looked how they did against Everton. But West Ham looks shocking, and if they keep losing more and more players, we'll get onto this later. But I think West Ham will get relegated.
Really?
I think West Ham look worse than Wolves. And I
That
think
bold claim.
I don't know.
And Wolves are bad.
Wolves conceded 4 goals to a City team that looked incredible. Some of them looked incredible, and looked like they should have scored at least 2 goals. Like, I watched that game. Their attack was actually, the way they hit on the counter was really good. They didn't score. Strand Larson was dealing with some injury issues. And now they've gotten another right back. I think we'll see. I think they need a new centre back, but I think Wolves look, but Wolves always look bad at the beginning. Or they look.
Hey, we're not
Well,
on Wolves yet. We're on Sunderland still.
okay, but I think West Ham is going to. I don't like how West Ham look this season.
No, they've looked pretty poor. I've only watched a little bit of the highlights. But Sunderland, I mean, if Sunderland managed to keep up this sort of level of performance, then yeah, I can't see them. I see them finishing mid-table, which is worrying.
I think Sunderland have made all the right signings.
Yeah.
As I said last week, they've done everything they can. They signed Xhaka. They signed That's about it.
Nah, they
No,
got.
they signed.
Let
They,
me
they,
pull
they,
it up.
they strengthened their midfield really well, which is what you need to do in the Premier
Mm.
League. They signed a few defensive,
They got a
good
Dingra.
defensive
They got
midfielders.
Mark
Yeah,
Guay on loan, and now also with Mukiele.
yeah. What they
That's
they've
their
just
defense strengthened.
they've
So
strengthened the defensive midfield and the defensive flowing midfield really, really well,
mm,
which is what you need to do to survive in the Prem. What every other team seems to have done is last year Ipswich, they were able to score goals. They had Liam Delap. Leicester, they were able to score goals. Um,
they just
Southampton
couldn't
were
stop them from
there.
going in their
They
own
just
net.
could, yeah. But what Southampton have done is they bought players who are both proven in the Prem or other leagues, and they've strengthened that. And I think they'll be. I don't know how well they're going to do. It's a bit early to say,
Yeah.
but I think they'll be able to. I think they'll do well,
Yeah.
and I think this is a good sign
Mm,
because there
too.
are a lot of other teams like West Ham in the Prem,
Oh yeah.
like Everton after their first game week, like Leeds and Burnley. Um,
I feel like
and
Sunderland
Brentford.
could be like that one bogey team that like Bournemouth were last year, where they weren't guaranteed. Like you'd go into the game against like one of the biggest ones, and think, mate, they might be able to make a point here. Just off like if they keep this performance up, they might be able to nick a point off a
Well,
City
yeah,
if they struggle.
I think I think Bournemouth is a bit of they'll be like I
Bournemouth
think
had their
they'll
highest ever finishing points tally last season. They were the bogey team.
yeah, but I don't think Sunderland are going to come eighth.
No, I'm not saying they'll come eighth, but they could go into
But
they'll go into bigger games thinking they might be able to get a point here.
yeah, I think they'll be I think they'll be more like a they'll be like that season that Fulham came up and they did really well. Or that team that time where until the last two seasons, every season there's been one team that came up. It was Fulham. There was Wolves that one season. That was
Yeah.
Brentford. We had Brighton. There's been one team that have come up and just done really well until the last two
Forest
seasons.
last year, just
Yeah, Forest, Villa when they came up like 10 years ago. But I think I think they might be able to. I don't know how high they'll get. I think they'll get a decent mid-table, and I think they'll be able to upset a few teams. But I don't think they're something to scoff at. And I think the fixtures they look good in this fixture. And I think the fixtures that are be important to them, I don't think they're going to drop many points. I think they'll beat the Wolves, the Evertons, the Brentfords. Honestly, I think their toughest opponent will be Leeds in that margin, which is a good thing to say. But we'll see because we're overreacting after one game.
Yeah. All right, we'll go on to who you wanted to talk about a bit early. Wolves versus Man City, 4-0 to City. How did Wolves look? I didn't get to watch the game.
I don't think they looked defensively. They looked like ass, but they played against City, and City is one of the better. Had one of what looked like they'll have one of the better attacks in the Premier League. Like they have Haaland, of course, who scored two, and his first, yeah. I'll speak about that in a minute. But they realistically watching that game, they had a goal called off for offside, very close. They had but what it looked like is they should have scored at least two goals. They were playing very, very well on the counter. They broke through a few times, and City have a good defense. So I think it's no mean feat to be able to say that. And I think with goalkeepers or defenses worse than City's, I think they'll be able to score more. I also think Strand Larson and what was his name, the new winger midfielder from the same team, I think they'll be able to link up quite well. They've signed a few new players. They needed to sign a right back, and they've signed a right back because they lost Semedo and Atinori last year. I just think the one thing they need to work on that central midfield, the central centre back. Sorry, I think.
Yeah.
Because if as what's his name, Chelsea's manager said, the central centre back, Enzo Maresca, the central centre back position is one of the most important places on the pitch. He's in the Europa Conference League final. He had the farmer in the middle, and then he changed it, and they changed their formation, and they won 4-1. It was it's like you can have good defenders in that position and not do well. I think They need to be able to sort that out. But Man City looked really good.
Hmm.
I think you go.
I was going to say, I feel like it could be one of them seasons where, unlike last season where it was Liverpool were the only good team, everyone else was struggling. In compare, like Arsenal would drop points here and there, Man City were dropping points all the time, and like Forest were up there. That's how poor of a season it was for like the tops, the big six. I feel like this season's gonna be one of them where
But
it's
two of the big six, 17th and 16th.
yeah. Like I feel like this season's gonna be one of them where once everyone gets in their flow, it's gonna be everyone's gonna be up there fighting for the
I
Champions League
think
spots. There's gonna be 6, 7 teams fighting for the Champions League spots.
I think it will be one of the most competitive Premier League seasons we've seen in a while. I think right now there are 4 teams in the title race, but I think there could be more. And I think the
Yeah.
Champions League spots are going to be tight. I I think even all of the Europe spots will be tight, but I also think that relegation battle will be really tight. And I think all around the table, it's going to
Mm.
be very, very interesting to see. Of
Uh,
course, there are a few teams that I don't see doing much, and they're going to finish mid-table. Like Fulham's going to finish mid-table. I don't see Brighton challenging for much,
no.
but but
It's gonna be a
we'll
very
see.
exciting season.
I think it's we'll get onto, but it's very interesting to see
Mm.
how strong the Premier League is in all aspects this year.
Yeah. So we'll move on to probably one of
But
the.
yeah, we got to speak about City. We really spoke about Wolves. City looks really good.
We don't need to talk about. We're
Ryan
going.
is
I imagine we're going to talk about City quite a lot this season if they're going to be playing like this. So
well, yeah, but City looked really good. Reinders played really well in that midfield. The absence of De Bruyne, they didn't start Marmoush. They knew who they were playing, and they wanted to let their team see how some of their new signings and see how their team would do. Of course, they had Haaland. Reinders played really well. Atinori, he defensively, he was a decent solid option. Haaland obviously scored twice. People were glazing Rico Lewis. I don't think he played as well as everybody. People were saying he played so well because of where he was on the pitch. They said he was everywhere on the pitch. If you look at his heat map, what does that mean? I don't understand the praising of that. He just plays an inverted fullback. You expect him to be everywhere on the
yeah.
pitch. I don't fully understand how that's a. He got the assist. He wasn't even looking. He just put the ball in the box and knew Haaland was going to be there. It's not. I don't. I think he played. He's a good player. I think he played well. But the idea that he's an amazing player because he got this assist that was all Reinder's ball, and then he put the ball in the box and Haaland was there. He wasn't looking. He wasn't looking. I think he's a good player, but I think some of the talk is a bit much.
People like to glaze. But
Yeah, but Reiners looked good. Haaland looked good. Marmoush came on. He looked good. Cherky, of course, scored a nice goal. But again, if you watch the goal, it's because he playing against a defense like Wolves. But to be able to score that goal was nice. It was a nice goal. Everybody just looked real nice, and I think it's going to be they're going to when Rodri comes back, especially. I think that will sort out some things, and I think they'll look like a much different team than how they did last year.
are you happy to move on now?
Yeah, I'm happy to move on now.
Okay. So probably one of the more, I guess, surprising or to us, Chelsea beat Palace 0-0. I mean, Palace
I
just
wasn't
seems.
surprised.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
Yeah, Palace just seemed to lock them up.
yeah. All they were doing, all Chelsea were doing all game until the last 10 minutes, were lobbing balls into the box. And if you're not going to play Nicholas Jackson anymore, it's not going to fucking work. You've got João Pedro in the middle. He's not really a physicality demon against players like
Gahey.
Gahey or Tyreek Mitchell. No, Gahey. Like
Don't.
he's not going to be able. He's not that type of player. And all Chelsea were doing, all they were doing was either taking long shots. They took a couple long shots that looked like Cole Palmer took a out curling long shot that went, and or they were just putting balls into the box, and they weren't trying anything until Escobar came on, and they would do it. He was dribbling more down the side, but then still just crossing it into the box. And then in the last 10 minutes, then they started playing properly. They started passing about. They started getting into the box and getting into good positions. But it's like you're not Palace look amazing. Obviously, they're looking at losing a couple of their best players. They're gonna lose Eze. I think Guehi it looks like Guehi's going to stay. Liverpool are going to make another bid. It might get rejected. It might not.
I feel like he wants to stay though.
I don't think he has any problem with staying or leaving because he's going to
Yeah.
leave next year anyway.
Yeah. And
Like,
Palace obviously don't want to lose him because he's hard to replace, especially this close to the end of the window.
yeah, very close to the end of the window. They'll be in a sticky situation, but also he will be a key factor in their Conference League run. But Eze's going to leave, and Eze looked really good in that game. He of course scored the pen, but he was. There was a couple moments where I thought his judgment was. It looked as if he was out. He had one foot out the door. Like he took a shot when someone was off the line and kicked it right into Caicedo. He took a couple moments where it was like, let's have a little bit of composure. You're still playing for Palace, mate. But he looked good. Adam Wharton looked decent.
Yeah.
Hughes is just a solid player in that midfield. I haven't noticed it until now. He played really well, but of course Chelsea didn't play bad.
They
played
bad.
bad.
They started getting desperate the more it went on, and they started getting worse. I would not likely worse, but they were starting to throw more long shots.
I don't think Chelsea played bad. I think a couple players in Chelsea played bad, and I think you can't. I'm not gonna. João Pedro's first game for Chelsea in the Premier League didn't look very good, but I think it's because he wasn't getting the ball.
They didn't get any service.
Yeah,
barely.
He didn't get any service, and I think it's because Cole Palmer had a bad game. And a funny stat: Cole Palmer hasn't got an open play Premier League goal since January. Just put that one out there. But obviously Cole Palmer is a great player, but last game he did not play very good. He was not noticeable. He was.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot Pedro was on the pitch until the 75th minute when he got subbed off to Lap.
He didn't get any reception. He wasn't getting the ball. And I think that Chelsea's defense played really well for the spot they were in. Chalobah had a great game.
Yeah.
Chalobah had a really good game. Tosin played the other sub-back position, didn't it?
Tosin.
It wasn't Adebayor.
Yeah, Adebayor was on field for a while. I'll have a quick look now.
Cucurella looked decent. He had a couple. There was a time where he was in on goal.
Achimpong, not Adebayor.
Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, I don't know if it wasn't Adebayor. I just didn't. It was Tosin's injured or something. I remember seeing something.
It was Cucurella, Chalobah, Achimpong, Reece James, and then
Reece
James.
There were a couple. He got a yellow card. He picked up a yellow card very early, and there were a few times where he looked
like he could have gone.
Yeah, but he also looked. He played solid, but there were some times where I thought he was a bit. But of course he's not very fit very often. So he's. But I think Chelsea looked solid everywhere else. I just think there's the same story. They need to, they had a great preseason. They had a great tournament in the Club World Cup. I just think they need to sort some things out, and I don't think Cole Palmer is going to be like that every game.
No.
And I don't think because Pedro Neto and Gittins didn't have bad games; they just weren't very noticeable.
Yeah, and when Esteban came on, he looked really good as well.
Yeah, they just kept lobbing balls into the box, and wasn't working, and they kept doing it. But we'll see. I think they'll get better. I think Crystal Palace is a tough opponent, and I think they will be one of those teams challenging. I think they'll lose Eze, but I don't think that's the end of the world. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it surprised me because I'd put in my bet that Chelsea would get over 2.5 goals, and then it ended 0-0.
I had a bet on what was the super boost for Cole Palmer to get one shot on target, João Pedro to get one shot on target, and Chelsea to have the most shots on target. Cole Palmer didn't get a shot on target. João Pedro didn't get a shot on target, but Delap did, which was the sub on play. And Chelsea had one less shot on target than Palace did.
Yeah.
With 70% possession, 75% possession.
Yeah, I mean, a great defensive performance by Palace, and I guess a bit of a lackluster attacking performance for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then the defense looked solid. Caicedo looked good.
Yeah,
Yeah, the defense is
that's why I said lackluster attack,
yeah.
not just general
Fuck off.
performance.
Fuck off.
Okay, final game, Man United v Arsenal, 1-0
I
to
don't think about
Arsenal.
it.
That was Man United's game to lose, and they managed to lose it.
I don't want to talk about
uh, do you want to talk about it? Just move on straight away.
it.
I mean, Man
I think
United looked pretty hot shit. They just couldn't smuggle the ball in the back of the net to save them.
there were like other than a few great saves that Ryan made to win in the man of the
Yeah.
match, obviously. They would play. Oh, Cunha played so well.
Cunha played
Um,
well. I think once
he-
Cunha and Mbeumo properly link up and synchronise,
yeah,
they're going to be lethal.
I think Mbeumo played nice, but I think Cunha played insane. I think, but every time I think the difference is that you can tell they were both cams, and you can tell Cunha was a cam playing in a striker position, and
Yeah.
you can tell that they're both not. There's not like they need Sesko to be able to play properly to be able to fully do what they wanted to do because like it seemed like every time they shot it was straight at Raya. There were a few times where of course Raya made some great saves, some really nice saves, and that saved us the game. But Cunha, like the way he dribbled, was so good. The way he was able to break down our defense in a way that I think it's scary. I think Sesko came on. He didn't look.
He
There
didn't
was
look
nothing
great.
special.
He got
There was
through
nothing. I don't think he looked bad. There was nothing special.
Yeah.
He didn't. Dillet played well. I think we'll talk about his. He was playing against a guy that hadn't had a preseason, and I mean,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a minute. But all around, Man United look good, and that's a good thing for Man United. And then they just need to be able to start converting. That's it. They'll sort out their formation. I think either Casemiro will drop for Mainu, which doesn't really matter too much. But
Mine didn't even get
drop
game time. Casemiro
No,
got dropped for Ugarte on the subs.
yeah, I know it's a weird one. I'm sure he'll want to go. I think what was I going to say? Cunha will drop back, and then Sesko will play in that front position, and Mount won't start. Like Mount starting was obviously Mount's not going to start again.
No, I think it was just so Sesko could get a read of a Prem match, the pace and the intensity of it, and then come on and see what you can do.
I mean, again, it's hard to be a striker to come into a team with no preseason.
Yeah.
But they'll evolve, and I mean, Ruben Amorim said it was funny. He said, "We proved that we can beat any team in the Premier League, even though they lost." It's a funny quote.
But if
it's true.
Yeah, but if they could convert any of them, you could have been 4. They could have had 4, really. They could get it in the box, and they sort of like lost all cognitive ability as soon as they got in the box. They couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah. Hey, Haven had a nice shot.
Was he even on the pitch?
Haven, yeah. I think it was. No, it was. It wasn't Haven. It was. Who's the guy they signed last year and played like trash?
Dorgu?
Guys, Dorgu. Yeah, Dorgu had a nice shot. Dorgu had a really nice shot, and he seems to be growing into his boots. Because I remember it was like the first few weeks he got a red card and he played really poorly. He's grown into his role. It's interesting though. It's interesting. Anyway,
Arsenal got lucky.
Arsenal play like trash.
Yeah. Do you want to expand on that as the Arsenal fan?
I think
fact, Gyökeres, despite not being on the ball much, managed to perform the most hair flicks I've ever on the pitch.
Is that true?
That's the meme that's going around at the moment.
Even more than Odegaard.
I
don't believe it.
I
don't believe it. I can't see that being true. But he's one of the players I think, like I'm going to be skeptical about it, but he's one of the players that I think is going to be. He had one game in preseason. He had one preseason. He's been able to trend it. He's now jumped into the Prem in a team with a really high press, and he showed good. Like there were times where he showed his physicality. He was able to body the lit.
Yeah.
He was able to show his physicality against certain players, and I think he showed sparks of being good. But he's gonna need some time. I think maybe in a few game weeks he'll show better. But we've got to just keep playing him. I think there's no way he's going to be consistent. He's a great player, and I think having that, but also being able to take him off at the 60th minutes for Kai Havertz, who does know how to play, and he's now put on some in this Arsenal team, and I think it will work. And I'm just hoping that he'll be able to show. I think midfield, we were a bit
Zubimendi
messy.
was good.
Zubimendi is a good player.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the bright spots from that game. I think he showed it in the preseason. He's going to be able to take over that Partey position quite well. And that's what I was skeptical about, because Partey was one of our best, most consistent players. But in midfield, like Odegaard, I think he looked decent. He was putting through some nice passes. I think he looks like he's got a little bit more confidence. He's been backed a bit from last season, which was obviously a woeful season. No, not woeful season, but that, like, from Christmas he played. He wasn't on top of his game. But I think we started. Ben White got flustered so many times. You can tell he's not started a Premier League game in like a year. I think Timber came on and looked better. Calafiori, of course, I think looked good, and I think we're going to need to be able to rotate that left back spot, because Miles Lewis-Skelly is 18, and you can tell he can't play a full season.
Yeah.
And I think that's good, because I think Calafiori is a good player.
Got a goal as well.
Yeah. But Saka, I didn't notice much. Same story as Palmer, to be fair.
Yeah.
Didn't really notice much. He didn't. He got the ball and he was able to dribble. There were times where he dribbled through a few players and he was able to do some things. Like he didn't. It's just he wasn't able to convert. He wasn't able to do much. And it always seemed whenever he tried to do something, it fizzled out. But again, I think that will. I think we're true, not really a real test, but it will see how many we score against Leeds and see if we can see it and see what happens. And I think that would be good, because Manchester United, looking how they did, surprising everybody first game of the season, isn't great. And I think it shows that we have some work to do. We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be able to do it.
For sure. I mean, you got lucky, but is that going to be the one performance that now you're obviously going to build on performance? Hopefully next game you'll be a lot better.
Last few seasons, there's always been, other than last year, but the year before, there's always a performance where people look back on it and they'd be like, that's what won someone the Premier League, or that's what lost them the Premier League. Like, there was the game 2 seasons ago, us against Newcastle, where the ball didn't, like, there was controversy about whether or not the ball went off the line for Newcastle and their goal counted, and those points would have won us the Premier League. And I think being lucky isn't a bad thing. Getting a 3 points in a lucky win isn't a bad thing. As long as we show improvement, being lucky isn't a bad thing.
I mean, is it a case of also, I mean, you said everyone being surprised. Arsenal was surprised about how sort of relentless United actually were.
Yeah. They played a very, very, very high,
very high press, and it seemed to work very well. Arsenal probably didn't expect them to come out the gate like that.
No, but we got lucky, and that's a good thing. And hopefully we can strengthen. Leeds away is a good place to go to be able to try and sort some stuff out, because we can hopefully do what City did and play some things and see what works. And, I'm not too rattled, because we did get better. I'm just hoping it be improved.
Right, so moving on, we are going to do our 1 to 20 season predictions after seeing the first match week. So, who do we think is going to take the delightful number 20 spot in the draft?
Burnley,
yeah. I mean,
do you agree?
They were good last year, but I can't see them. They've made some decent signings, but I can't see them doing much to us to improve.
I think Burnley will be the first team off the score sheet.
Yeah. Okay, so number 19. Bit more of a tricky one. So who do we think are the 3 teams going to be relegated? You've said West Ham's probably in there. I reckon Brentford's probably going to be in there.
I think the teams that are looking at relegation are Wolves, West Ham, Burnley, Brentford, and
maybe
Leeds.
I feel like
maybe
Wolves,
Everton.
I feel like Wolves could definitely be in there.
I think the teams that are in there are the teams that are the four bottom teams right now: Wolves, West Ham, Burnley, and Brentford. I think Leeds could be there, and I think Everton could be there. But I think those are the four teams that are in it right now.
Yeah.
If I had to say,
I mean, I kind of want to put Burnley not Burnley 19th, Wolves 19th and West Ham 18th.
I don't know.
But I can't. Or maybe Leeds 18th.
Who did Brentford play?
But I can't.
Brentford played Nottingham Forest,
Yeah, and
and they got
they
and
just
they got a
lost their heads
penalty.
in 5 minutes.
And they got a penalty.
Yeah.
That's why they scored.
I mean,
Burnley played Tottenham.
yeah, I got that before.
West Ham played Sunderland. Wolves play City.
I kind of want to put Wolves 19th.
I don't know. Because I don't know if because looking at the competition, I think I don't know. I don't want Wolves to go down, and I think they'll look better throughout the season. But looking at who else is there, I think they might.
Yeah.
But I want to put. I would rather put West Ham at 19th and Wolves at 18th.
Okay.
But Brentford look bad, and especially they're going to lose Wisser as well.
This is looking like he's going to be going to Newcastle very shortly.
Brentford look bad. I think that 19th, 18th, and 17th spot will be a toss-up, and I think it will change throughout the season. But I think those three teams are the ones to watch, and I'm happy going
Do you want to put Brentford
West Ham,
17th?
Wolves, Brentford.
Yeah. And
Because
then
realistically,
yeah.
19th and 18th doesn't matter too much.
And then so 16. We can sort of do 16, 15 together. Sort of Leeds, Everton. That's what we're thinking.
Unless something drastic happens to like a Bournemouth or a Fulham.
Or a Sunderland. Sunderland could still get finished down there.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm feeling high on some. I think maybe. Do you want to go? What, how do you want to place Everton, Leeds, and Sunderland? Because I was quite high on Everton going in, and of course they've just lost to Leeds.
Yeah, and in an unfortunate. I mean, Everton always look good defensively. They're not going to drop many points to the teams around them.
So they didn't play Branthwaite last game.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I mean,
not.
I would more likely be inclined to go Leeds, Sunderland, Everton. 16,
Yeah.
15, 14.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling. I feel. I'm thinking Leeds, Everton, Sunderland, just because I think if I was to go, I think Sunderland will pick up points in the Everton game, and more likely than Everton will pick up points. I think it will be like a 4.1 point situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind either way. I think we both agreed Leeds are going 16.
Yeah, I think it would be Leeds, Everton, Sunderland.
Okay, I don't mind that.
But we basically just said two of the teams that came up are going to stay up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which, I mean, after the first week performance, I can't see why. I mean, Wolves looked shocked. I mean, I said Wolves would be down there. I said Brentford were down there at the end of last season in the summer. West Ham are a bit of a shock, but they can always pull it back.
I really don't think West Ham are that. I said before, I put Mark Gui in my fantasy team starting because I thought he would start, and I thought he would get a goal. I don't know. I don't fully understand why everybody was so shocked. I feel like West Ham look awful.
Okay, so 13th place that we're looking
I think,
sort of
well,
the Brightons,
13th
the
place
Bournemouths.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be saying the Brightons and the Bournemouths type shit.
Yeah.
Well, 13th. I think it will be Fulham, Brighton.
Yeah.
I think 13th will be Fulham.
12th
12th will be Bournemouth, and 11th will be Brighton.
I really don't mind that at all.
Because I think Brighton
pull up a table right now so I can remember all the teams that are in it. So I always forget someone.
We're basically left from 11th to
10th.
First, we have Chelsea, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Man United, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Man City.
Yeah, who's going 10th and 9th, missing out on the Europe spot?
We've got 11th, don't we?
11th Brighton. So at the moment we've got 20 Burnley, 19 West
Yeah,
Ham, 18
yeah,
Wolves, 17
yeah,
Brentford,
yeah,
16 Leeds, Everton
yeah,
15,
yeah,
14 Sunderland, 13
yeah,
Fulham, 12
yeah.
Bournemouth, 11
Okay,
Brighton.
okay. So we've got 10 down. Now this is where it gets tight because it's going to be very tight from here on out.
Yeah,
This is something I don't like to say. This is where I would. This is where I think is the discussions between Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. I don't know if I like saying this, and I'd rather be happy as saying this, but I think Villa is
Villarin.
in that conversation as well. From the
Yeah.
10th to the 8th spot, I think it's
So
Villa,
three
Palace,
teams
and not.
from sort of 10th to 8th. We're going at the moment
Yeah.
Palace, Forest, Villa.
Well, right now it's Villa, Fulham, Brighton, but I think it will be. Because they all look good. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna be tight. I mean, I feel like
like
just because Eze is probably gonna go, Palace are
yeah.
gonna finish 10th.
I don't know. I, it's a tough one. I don't know. I think from how Villa have looked, I don't know how well they're gonna do. But of course, squeaking out against
Have Villa
Newcastle.
got
Like also Newcastle don't look that amazing either. I think they could drop off.
I mean, yeah, but they've also got some good signings coming in. They need to sort out that striker spot. That's all they lacked in their game. Newcastle, you could tell they didn't know how to play without a striker.
Oh yeah, well, they should have scored quite a few.
Yeah, they just didn't have a number nine. If they had someone there to play the number nine, I think they would have got quite a couple. They would have got a couple.
I think I'm quite high on Nottingham Forest right now because they play Brentford, and I don't know how well they're going to do throughout the rest of. I'm happy going Palace. I don't know.
I think
Palace
Palace 10th is
Palace 10th is fine for me.
yeah. And then now it's getting tight. 'Cause now we've got to consider how well United are actually going to do, how well Villa are going to do, how well
How well
Forest are
Newcastle are
going to
going
do,
to
how well
do.
Spurs are going to do.
Well, I think at this point, this is where we should just knock out the top spots because I think because this
Yeah,
midfield,
now start going one down and work our way into the middle.
yeah, to the ninth.
So
So who do
who's
you
your
think's going to
champion?
win? Fuck knows, bro.
I mean,
I going into the season, I was not very high on Liverpool, and I was quite high on Chelsea. But seeing how they played against Forest, not Forest, Crystal Palace, I'm going to overreact, and I'm not going to have Chelsea there anymore.
I mean, I think it's going to be. I hate to say it, but Liverpool.
I really
Although
don't
Man
know.
City could get another one.
That's what I was thinking. Again, we're overreacting to the first game of the season. That's what this is. This is an
I mean,
overreaction.
I had Liverpool down to win in pre-season.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm happy to put Liverpool first. I think based off of
Yeah,
this first game week, I'll put Liverpool first, City second, Arsenal third, Chelsea fourth.
I don't mind that. I feel like I've seen quite a few people put that sort of.
But I think that third one, I think Chelsea or Arsenal could go either way. I'm going to put Arsenal third because I'm an Arsenal fan. But
Yeah,
yeah.
and then we got
And then so we've got ninth to fifth. We've got
yeah,
Villa, Newcastle, Tottenham, Man
Forest
United,
and United.
Forest. I think Tottenham will take that fifth spot.
I feel yeah, I think they're going to play very well this season. I think they're going to be up there for sure.
And yeah, I think Tottenham will take that fifth spot. I think Man United will take that sixth spot. But again, I think that's a toss up.
It depends how quickly United sort out and get traction.
Yeah.
It could take
Yeah.
them till Christmas to get that traction, but it could take them 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's why I put them sixth because I don't think even whether or not it takes them that long, I still think they'll do better than the Newcastles, the Villa, and the Newcastle and
Forest,
Villa. That's it,
Newcastle, Villa,
Forest.
and Forest.
Yeah. So we're going 6,
7, 8,
7,
and
8, and 9.
9.
Forest, Newcastle, Villa.
I think Villa are gonna
No,
go 9.
I don't know. I think if Newcastle, I think it heavily depends on if Newcastle's like if Wissa ends up being the right striker, and if Newcastle, because I've been saying I think it's not going to happen, and it's all hypothetical. But Ollie Watkins is the perfect striker for that system, but he's not leaving now,
No.
and you don't think he wants to go to Newcastle. Um,
I mean, let's say in the hypothetical, which is very likely, Isak leaves, Visser goes in to the Newcastle squad.
yeah, but yeah,
Then I mean, Forest. I'm more inclined to put Villa ninth ahead below Forest and Newcastle because of the signings Forest and Newcastle have made.
I also think Villa are going to focus on the Europa League this year, much similar to how Tottenham focused on the Europa League. I'm happy going Newcastle, Forest, Villa. I don't know how happy I am because I just think it's going to be so close. I
Yeah,
think it
it
could
will
go
be
any
sort of
way.
like one match between
It
it.
could go any way. But I'm happy going right now. I'm happy going
So
Newcastle, Forest, Villa.
our completed lineup, and we can alter it, and it might just be flip a position here and there. Liverpool to win the title, Man City, Arsenal, and Chelsea to take Champions League spots. Spurs and United 5th and 6th. Newcastle, Forest, Villa, Palace, Brighton, Bournemouth, Fulham, Sunderland, Everton, Leeds, Brentford, Wolves, West Ham, Burnley.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it'll be tight.
It's going to
Really,
be
really tight.
very tight. I think it's going to be that sort of fifth, like, it'll be like a 13th to 10th no man's land.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to be everyone above and everyone below is going to be fighting for their lives.
Yeah. I think where did we have? I think sixth to first is going to be really tight.
Yeah.
I think 10th till 7th is going to be really tight, and I think 20th till
15th.
where did we have?
Everton's
15th.
15th,
I
Sunderland's
think yeah.
14th.
I think every factor of this Premier League is going to be really tight,
Mm.
which is really good. I think lots of competition and but again, it's the Premier League. Any team can be any team on any given game week.
Yeah.
For example, Liverpool were going on an unbeaten season, and then who came but bottom feeder Watford to beat them, and they got relegated the same season.
Up the fucking rat. Yeah, I mean that. I don't mind it. I'm kind of. It is literally just like a couple places. It's like it could go. Man United could drop down to 9.
Yeah, but they also could go
They
up to
could be
fourth.
like, yeah, yeah. It
It,
just
it
depends how
really is.
quickly teams
Yeah.
sort themselves out and get that
But
traction.
this is, as I've said, this is also some sort of overreaction in a way to the
Yeah,
first game week.
United could absolutely bomb the next 4 match weeks.
Yeah, and again, Chelsea looked bad, but Chelsea have a really good next 3 weeks, but they could take points off of anyone.
Yeah.
It's and again, Man City, we saw them play against Wolves, and they looked really good, and they didn't. But like I think
Against
I
someone
think
with
they
a
could.
better defense, so I'll say if Man United,
Yeah,
When City play Palace, and Palace have that sort of backline fit sorted out, they might not be able to get. They probably won't be able to get 4.
yeah.
Struggle to get
So
1.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I really don't mind that. So now for our new favourite segment, bets on boots. How did you do last week, Raph?
Fucking shite.
Did any of yours land?
I'll get it up,
Did any
but I
one
don't.
of yours land? I don't think it
I had
did.
I had a couple void ones. Mark Louis didn't start or get subbed on. And he would have. I stand by that. He would have got 2 shots on target. I did have Bernd Leno over 2.5 saves. He did get over 2.5 saves. Florian Wirtz did not score or assist,
No.
but Kisa did, and I got my sub on play on
Oh,
that. Wolves lost.
shot. 4-0.
Newcastle didn't win. My Mark Gui got void, and there was a yes. I think I had both teams to score on Arsenal Man United, and both teams did not score.
Yeah, I mean, out of my 5 plays, only one of them went, and that was Ekatike, and he did it in like 3 minutes because he did a P dribbler down the middle. And I was like, well, that's that one sorted. That's all right. But yeah, everything else just.
But I'm more hopeful for this week.
This week, do
I've
you want to
I've
read yours out?
done some more research, looked at some better odds, and I think this week I've got a real chance. I think so. First off, because the odds, the game, the Vegas have favorited Burnley in the Sunderland Burnley game. I've gone with Sunderland because I think they will win that game. I've gone with Sunderland to win because it was just good odds. I've gone because he did not start last game. Actually, he might have. Oh no, he did start last game. He did start last game, but of course they were playing Newcastle. I think Brentford. It's a much easier game for Villa, and I've gone with Morgan Rogers to score or assist because I think they will win by about 3 goals. After his game against Liverpool, I have gone quite high on Semenyo. However, I didn't want to overreact, but Wolves are really not very good. So I've gone with over 1.5 shots on target for Semenyo because I don't think that's unrealistic.
Yep.
Continuing down to my fourth and fifth leg, it's both on the same game. I have gone with Tottenham to draw or win against City because I think Tottenham have been playing very well. I think it would be a good challenge for both of them, and I think it could go either way. But I've also gone with Reinders to score or assist because he played very well last game, and I think it can continue to carry over. I think that's probably my riskiest bet.
What's the odds for this?
For that double, it's 11-1.
What's the payout for your entire thing?
Oh, right now the entire bet I've staked £1 for an £191.52 return.
That's mental. Why it's that high?
But I think the riskiest bet is the Reinders to score or assist.
Yeah.
Just because for him to carry over, especially against Tottenham, when he's not really an attacking player, will be hard. Other than that, I think my lock of the day is is it, which one should I go with? Semenyo over 1.5 shots on target because Sunderland could lose.
What's that?
Lock of the day.
It's gonna be a thing every week now.
Maybe.
Right. Okay, so I've done mine a little differently. How I've done it is 5 games, 2 things from each game, so I've got 10 left.
And you still earn less money than me.
Yeah, for some. So my first game, I've gone for Chelsea v West Ham. I've said Chelsea to win, and Cole Palmer to have at least a shot on target. Bournemouth played very well, so I've said Bournemouth to win. And I've gone with Bournemouth to score over 1.5 goals.
Okay.
My third game, Palace v Forest. I've gone for both teams to score and Eze to have a shot on target. But Eze might not play, but that'll get voided, so it ain't going to be. My fourth game, gone with Brentford v Villa. I've gone both teams to score. Watkins to have 2+ shots on shots, just shots, to have 2 shots. And then my final game, Man City v Spurs. Both teams to score and draw Tottenham to win. So, and that's a £1 to £74.20 win.
I don't know if the draw or Tottenham one will hit. I think that might be your weak link.
That'll be your weak link as well, then, mate. Because we've both done that. We both might be fine.
Well, yeah, I think that's a pretty solid bet. I think as they won't play.
He might.
I mean, it's nothing's progressed too far.
Yeah.
They've made a bid, but they've still got time unless while we have been talking. Wouldn't that be fun? Let's check because it happened last week, didn't it?
We have a look now. It's here we go. Great.
Negotiations for Bache Eze and to Spurs are again underway today after 55 million plus 5 million proposal, which was denied, I think. Okay, nothing's gone through.
Thank God for that. Okay, I think that is where we will end the episode then. Uh,
We're not going to discuss next week's fixtures.
nah,
No.
we'll just do like what we did this week. I'll just go
Yeah, but
pick 5 games.
you don't want to talk about. There's some pretty big games
There are
next
some pretty
week.
big games next week, but we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, but we could talk about
Burnley v Leeds.
Hey, it's Burnley v Sunderland. It's Arsenal v Leeds.
Oh, my bad.
Man City, Tottenham,
Yeah, we can talk about this all next week
Crystal Palace,
in
Nottingham
the
Forest.
results.
Yeah, or Newcastle, Liverpool.
Because we've already hit an hour.
Yeah, but are we only doing that? How long was our episode last week?
Hour and 15? I mean,
After
we've been
how many?
recording for an hour and 10,
Okay,
and it will probably get cut down to that.
okay. Well, you can do the outro, and then we'll do some shitty little TikTok stuff. All right.
So yeah,
You're cutting that out.
Huh?
You're cutting
I'm
that
cutting that out for sure. Yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it for this week then. Some season predictions.
Short episode.
Huh?
Short episode.
Short episode compared, not really. Oh,
We haven't really done like our season predictions for like top scorer, any of that stuff.
we'll do that next week.
Okay.
Done a table. I think we do it gradually.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Thank you and goodbye. See you next week.